sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're right. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want a kick-ass t-shirt, go to reaver.one and click on the shop button. Well, it seems the Republicans about had enough, and they're forcing votes on some of Trump's nominees. And, well, the committees are getting a little testy today. Democrats are I was talking with Sackhead Sean last night, and, he's saying he expected the actions that he's seen. Where I didn't expect it. I expected some of it, but not to this degree. And it seems like every time Mr. Trump came out and said hello to his staff this morning. Get the protesters ready. Get the media ready. Alert the media. He's a racist. I mean, everything this man does, the alarms. Last night, and I'll get into it more later, he nominated Supreme Court. And within a half hour, they had protests with professionally printed signs. Let me tell you, I'm thinking I should start a printing business. Because they always say these protests are spontaneous. They're never planned. Which is bullshit. They had one of the women on. She's had this plan for God knows how long. So when they made the announcement, that they were going to announce last night, she rallied her troops and had people ready to protest within a moment's notice. It's serious. Every time something happens, it's the alarms get sound. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. It just... It's unbelievable. As I'm doing the show, I'm looking to replace Google Chrome. I've had enough of Google. Seriously, I've really had enough with them. So, I'm looking around trying to find a replacement. And, the Democrats, the problem is they're screaming wolf so many times. Every time now they're screaming wolf. and there's no wolf. So God forbid something Trump does that is extreme. They're going to scream wolf, and no one's going to freaking believe them. I don't know. It's like I said, they're just screaming wolf way too often. It is tiresome. Half the time I don't even listen anymore. I mean, Jesus Christ, you had Nancy Pelosi getting caught on a hot mic, making sure, now I don't know whether the guy is or isn't, but there is a gentleman up there, giving a little rah-rah speech about being, against Trump's immigration policy. And here, tell him you're Muslim. And I'm a Muslim. It's like, makes me question the legitimacy of his statements now. And why, since Democrats are, you got to get per. Why? Because that's how I feel. It just, if that guy was Muslim, he went and he prodded. He would have known, because he would have been offended about these, or since he was up there, he would be offended, I would say. And he would make sure that he pointed it out. He wouldn't have to be prodded to say he was a Muslim because, well, he already knows that. So that makes me question the legitimacy of that statement. Hold on. Friggin' weather here in Florida. It's been so friggin' cold. I am. Ted Cruz is saying that the Democrats are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, which really is making sense. I mean, these people are. It's absolutely nuts. I'm at a loss. He went on to say, I think we have to understand where the Democrats are right now. This is where they are. Fire! 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 Why isn't anybody listening? Trump said hello to me. He's so mean. He hurt my feelings. It's absolutely... I really am at a loss. But the Democrats, Ted Cruz went on, I think they have been radicalized by this election, that the lesson they took from the election was Hillary was too moderate, that they need more Bernie and Elizabeth Warren. I think we're going to see Trump derangement syndrome on the left, where they are in denial. Well, the problem with that is... Elizabeth Warren isn't doing as good, I think, as they wish she would be. What the hell? Johnny Depp goes through $2 million a month. Holy Nikes. His money, he can do it if he wants. Yeah. And I know it's a good chance that Elizabeth Warren... Well, I would say it's a 100% chance that Elizabeth Warren will be one of the candidates come 2020. Problem is, she's getting hit. She's got her own little scandal going on of her, screaming that she is something that she's not. She's got like $1.3 million worth of loans that she didn't list, which she just recently slammed somebody for. And it's like, holy shit. I mean, the same thing she was attacking somebody for. She's now doing. I this is never good. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to actually set up Komodo Dragon or something like that. New browser I'm looking at. And trying to import all my bookmarks. I was having trouble. It seems I have got that done down. So... now to see if I could put it on multiple devices and have it work on multiple devices. Have them all sign into the same thing. And Cruz went on. I know I'm all over the place, and it seems to be a common denominator of late. Cruz also described sharing an elevator before Trump's inauguration with Democrat senators in a stupor at the prospect of a Trump presidency. I remember the week after election, I was back in the Capitol and was in an elevator with one of the better-known liberals in the Senate, and he was simply staring ahead almost in stupor. It was like he was in a trance or something and could not get out a word or a sentence. The senator from Texas added that the most exciting prospect of the current administration is how close they are to repealing the train wreck of Obamacare, describing the election as a referendum on the issue. And Obamacare's on its way out. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they're holding up his nominations. Is because they want to cause issue after issue. And with not getting his HHS secretary in, it helps block the repeal and directly the replacement. And that's why they're doing it. I mean, why else would they? I mean, I know why. Not all, but most of the reason. They want to block like Sessions. We see what happens with not having his own attorney general. We saw what happened. We saw the issues with not having your own attorney general, having a holdover. And there's so many holdovers left from Obama administration. So it's interfering with Trump getting his 100-day plan going. Why? Because he doesn't have his people in. That's why the Democrats are doing all this. And holding up HHS secretary is blocking the ability for them to repeal Obamacare. It's simple. It really is. I mean, they're trying to do as much damage. We saw the damage that Obama tried to do on the way out the door. It's a childish endeavor to throw a tantrum to do as much damage as they can. But you've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. right here on SHR Media and hpdailynews.com, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. I'm making sense out of the senseless. Someone had posted, and it's going to go up on my Facebook pages, and It's a video of different clips from 9/11/2001. The planes hitting the World Trade Centers. People jumping out of the World Trade Center. All different of those videos. And then the Democrats want me to be worried about if I offend a Muslim as we try to fight this battle that was brought to us. They want me to be worried if some terrorist doesn't get enough fucking sleep. Sorry. I don't care. They started this battle. And the ones that keep pointing it that we're trying to label all Muslims are the Democrats. We're not trying to label all Muslims. Most of us that I know there's a difference between the few and the many. I don't know. It's... And my local liberal drum beaters, Bay News 9, Republicans suspend a key Senate rule. GOP suspends Senate rule. Muscles Trump picks through. No, not muscling. The Democrats dragged their feet long enough. It is now interfering with the operation and the security of this country. I'm amazed. I'm just... I'm not out to crucify all Muslims, but I'm not here to kiss their ass and worry about if I fucking upset them right now. When it's war, and they declared war, ISIS declared war against us, we didn't declare war against them. We got to stop tying our hands with so many rules. We tie our hands too many times. We give ourselves no options. Well, we haven't been. We've been telling our enemy what we will and won't do. That one right there really boggled me. They don't tell us to a degree what they're going to do. I mean, ISIS kind of does. They're kind of ballsy. So, it's... The warfare has changed. But it's still war. And people need to get that through their heads. White House Deputy Assistant Dr. Sebastian Gorka said that the charge leveled by such critics as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer that terrorists will use President Trump's immigration order as a recruiting tool was absolutely absurd. The idea of any executive order, any government document, lessens or increases the hatred of Islamic jihadists for America simply means you do not understand the threat. We are still infidel, whoever the president is, and whatever executive orders are signed. The idea that suddenly ISIS will be nice to us if we behave a certain way. That makes our government hostage to these maniacs, and that will never happen. They think that if we just speak nicely to them, they'll suddenly come around and stop their war with it if we just be nice to them. That is a weakness to them. That makes them proud. That makes them fight on. Look what we did to that great country. That strong country. We made them sniveling, groveling little slaves of ours. And that's exactly how they feel. They respect only one thing. Fight. That's all they respect. Nothing else. So these Democrats need to get it through their head and other parts of their body that this is being nice, and all that is a threat leveled to try to silence those who want to stand up. Well, if we say that, they won't be able to say anything that'll make us fight. Dumbasses. They actually believe that if we're nice to them, they'll leave us alone. I'm absolutely amazed at the
sheer ballsiness that they have to say that if we'd be nice to them. They don't care about that. They care about strength. That's what they care about. Not this bullshit psycho babble that doesn't mean diddly. I'm utterly amazed when liberals come up with these stupidity. That they actually think. They actually think that. Good God. These people are... Oh, it actually has me like in a total like brain loop here. I think there's some good news here. I think Sessions has finally passed committee. I mean, Jesus Christ, they had to change the way the committees were done. But I believe that's all done, and he now goes to a Senate vote, which he'll pass. So I'm not finding anything anywhere right now. It's... California lawmakers advance bill for statewide immigration sanctuary. They're trying to turn the whole state of California into a sanctuary city. Where do you even start with that? Where... Can you even start with that? Seriously. Oh my God. Whew. How do you... I'm at a loss. How do you justify to your people, and with the majority of the people in the state of California, dude, that you want to do away with these damn things? You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. We will be right back.
Conservative listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted, I tell you. I can't believe the state of the Democrat Party. And you know what? They can keep going the way they are. Keep throwing their hissy fit, because I believe in the American people. I believe they're looking at it going, holy shit, this is supposed to be our elected officials. They're worse than children. They're worse than children. And come on, people. Everything that Trump has done, they've thrown the alarms. I know I got to do it again. And everything Trump's done. Everything. I seem to remember on his inauguration, he walked ahead of the women while President Obama puts his arms on the women and lets them go first. They're, look at that. What kind of man does that? He thinks he's more important. What they didn't show was the fact that he went to the doors and opened the doors for the ladies and President Obama. He held them open. That's simple. He didn't feel he was better than anybody else. He went to be a gentleman. You can't do that when you're standing behind the ladies. I'm not knocking what President Obama did. There's nothing wrong with him, ladies first. That was honorable. But the left-stream media sat there and went nuts that he was more important, that he went in front of the ladies. He cut them off. What they didn't show was the simpleness. He went there to open the doors for the ladies. He was being a gentleman. That is the what we got going on here. The illusion that the Democrat Party's trying to pull. They did it with the more people showed up for Obama. Who gives a shit? Obama didn't have as much security as Trump had. There was fences for people to go through. Obama did not have the protesters blocking the entrance. By the time the inauguration got up and running, there was a large, large crowd. Was the election for Obama extremely important? Yes. At the time. It's optics. But it is the same shit, different day with the Democrats. Same thing over and over again. And they're losing elections. That's what I understand. They're losing. But Hillary got 3 million more votes than Trump did. I still hear that one. And I still love smacking down the little bitches on, yeah, but Trump got the electoral vote. Well, she got the majority of the country. She got the popular vote. Trump got 30 states. Hillary could only win 20. Is that really a majority of the country that she got? Or she got the majority of a large state? That's the funny part. California is what really pushed her numbers over. California alone. And I'm not going into the whole illegal, legal vote. California's vote. This is what pushed it over. So I'm not impressed. No, I do not think the majority of the country wanted Hillary Clinton. Majority of the country wanted exactly who we got. Donald J. Trump. So I'm not impressed. Not impressed one bit. So when they try to block everything he's doing, they need to remember that they don't have any mandate from the people. Trump has a mandate. They're trying to block his nominations so they can block his promises to the American people. That's all they're trying to do. All right, let's actually get on track today instead of this babbling. This one made me laugh. This really has nothing to do with the current politics, but it does have to deal with politics somewhat. PETA, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, is asking a game designer, that is specifically the designer of Warhammer 40K figures, to eliminate the fur from the design of the game. And in this game, it's a grim, dark future. There is only war. And the fictional carrier of the year 40,000 has resembling products that were made from animals. A game they're crying about that takes place, 38,000 years in the future, where there's nothing but war, and they're wearing some fur for clothing. That's how nuts this group has. I mean, they've jumped the shark. God, have they jumped the shark. It's a game. They want to protect imaginary animals now. They want to protect imaginary animals. Let that sink in. Imaginary animals in a game, because it sends a message that wearing fur is acceptable. This is the lunacy that is the left anymore. And it's going to destroy them. It really is. It's going to hurt them worse than they think. Now we also have Lena Dunham. That nut job is in the news again. She apologizes and makes excuses for her racism. And what's funny is people are starting to see that the left, who say they are standing up for the minority, are some of the biggest racist bastards out there. They just try to divert attention and point at everybody else. And they try to sit up upon their little glorious thrones above everybody. She has a history of this. And one example is back in 2010, she was referring to African Americans as rodents. And she stated during an appearance on a comedian Phoebe Robinson's WNYC podcast, So Many White Guys, I'm never mad and I never feel victimized when people point out that they have been injured in some way by my behavior. I truly don't feel like I deserve a certain kind of pass for my feminism or for my politics. When you're living your life in public eye, you will fuck up and you will fall down. The only power you have is to apologize and keep moving. The 30-year-old actress attempted to atone specifically for projecting sexist thoughts onto New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. when the two briefly shared a table at last year's Met Ball. I'm not saying that this is in any way an excuse, but I moved through the world feeling very awkward. I was at a table of notably beautiful women sitting there. I'm just having the experience of being a self-conscious girl around what I consider to be like a hot, desirable athlete. So that was just projecting my own insecurities. Dunham said about falsely attributing comments to Beckham Jr.'s rejecting her marshmallow-shaped body that he did not make. I haven't understood the way that it fed into the very dark history of, black men being lynched for not responding to white women in the way white women felt they were supposed to be responded to. Dunham said, maintaining that she was simply ignorant of the implications of her action. I understood the minute that was pointed out to me what the issue was. I was seeing myself as the chubby 14-year-old I am inside of myself, and not the person who is a cultural figure who has the power to say something that could be hurtful and destructive. Later in the interview, Robinson, a black actress from New York City, grilled Dunham about the lack of non-white characters in the early season of her HBO show Girls, a raunchy coming-of-age drama about four privileged white girls living in the ultra-diverse Bronx. There was just a certain amount of ignorance, Dunham confessed, referencing her privileged white liberal childhood. I almost wasn't making a choice because choice implies knowledge. Oh, God. That just... It's utterly amazing. Utterly amazing. I can't go on with this story anymore. What's funny is she was another one that said she would move to Canada if Donald Trump won the election. which she failed to do. She also wished last month that she had had an abortion. Maybe her mother should have got an abortion. And this one I didn't know is over the weekend. I don't understand how the two correlate. She got naked, jumped in a tub of water, and took to Twitter to encourage her followers to sign up for Obamacare before January 31st. That woman needs help. These are cries for help. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. I'm trying to pull up to see what committees are doing what real quick. Spawn. See, funny thing is I get told all the time, I'm a Fox. Go to Fox, I listen to Fox too much and yada yada. This comes from the people that listen to CNN and MSNBC. What's funny is I do watch Fox every now and then for headlines to see what's going on. But for the majority, I'm C-SPAN. I don't want to hear someone's interpretation of what's being said. I want to hear what's actually being said, and I'll make my own determination on what I'm going to think about it. God, I love my tablet. I never thought I would need one or want one, and now that I have one, it's like, ooh, these are neat. And come on. So with this extreme vetting that's going on with Donald Trump, and what's funny is the liberals are up and on. He doesn't know what he's doing. Look at that. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It got messed up on its rollout. Nobody knew what was going on. Woe is me. I have a question. What was Obama's excuse with the rollout of Obamacare? That was a fucking disaster. And they had how many years lead up? And they screwed the pooch on that? Oh, that's Secretary of State nominee vote. Dang. Well, that's important. That's going to happen approximately at 2:30 today. I'm trying to see about Sessions, because I believe he passed committee today, so he should be coming up for a vote possibly tomorrow. But they talk about, his executive orders on the temporary halt to immigration may not have came out perfect. But that was within, a couple hours, a couple days of getting that together. Obamacare was several years' worth of work. And they botched the rollout. Billions of dollars wasted. Months to fix. It's never really gotten fixed. So I'm not that not that. Hate that. I've talked about it before. My mic has one of those little foam things around it, and my goatee hair will get stuck in it every now and then, and I'm sitting there talking, I got this little hair sticking at me. So I'm not worried because one thing didn't roll out perfect. When the Democrats start acting like they're perfect, then they can come talk to me. Otherwise, piss off. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not all that upset or worried that he had a little hiccup in the release of his, I don't want to say the law because it's not a law, but a release of his rollout of extreme vetting. Now, if this happens time and time again, yeah, okay, I can understand that. But one of the other things everybody's got to understand is this man, just the pace he works at is unbelievable. I'm shocked at how the pace he works at. Our government is not used to that. They're just sitting back going, oh, shit, what's going on? We're not used to this. We like sitting around and playing tiddlywinks and, just... I don't know. The Democrats seems they're on that death knell. And they're doing everything they can to try to survive, and nothing seems to be working for them. So, it is what it is. We'll see how it plays out. This is not the end of the world. You know, it's not that upsetting. All right. There's a Dr. Quinta Ahmed. I know I'm messing up that name. I do apologize. Argued that while a lot of Muslims around the world are scared of President Trump's extreme vetting, many of us, especially opposed to radical Islam, are welcoming it. And yes, there is. I know a lot of Hispanics that want to see illegal immigration stopped. I know some that came here on visas and green cards, and they want the illegal immigration stopped. Great. Schumer's up to babble on the Senate floor. Yeah. This man is as bad, if not worse, than Harry Reid. He's going on about Trump's nomination. And has anybody else known? I know I brought it up about the Democrats. They're constantly talking constitutionality, patriotism, safety of the country, budget, deficit. They never gave a rat's ass before, and now all of a sudden, they care. They don't. They're using what they call buzzwords. Thinking if they use the right ones, we will jump behind them. We will support them. And now, because of their obstructionism, the Republicans are talking about using the nuclear option. And, of course, Schumer, the Democrats who already enacted the nuclear option on everything but the Supreme Court, they're the ones that put the nuclear option on the table. Now they're crying, nope, we don't want it. We don't want it. Nope, 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 nope. Basically what happens anymore, if Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi are out there with the... If they're doing that, I'm for the bill. I'm for it. Because if they're pulling this on anything, they're that against it. That means that bill is so much for the people of the United States. Plain and simple. If they're running their mouths that bad, I know it's time to back whatever they're complaining about. Seriously, it's... I mean, Chuck Schumer, within minutes, had about Donald Trump's nomination for Supreme Court, was out there bad-mouthing. And it's always the same thing: racism, sexism, anti-feminism, xenophobic, homophobic, all the phobias and all the isms. I mean, I put out a couple of tweets that, okay, Donald Trump's nominated somebody, that person's all the isms and all the phobias. Yay, I'm a liberal. Literally, that's what they're doing. And it made me laugh, really, and I touched on it earlier, that I'm going to do a printing company. Because all these protests that they say are spontaneous have professionally printed signs. So unless they have these companies on speed dial and are paying God knows how much in rush fees to get these signs printed up, you know, their idea that this is a spontaneous protesting by the people is proving to be falsehoods. More people are paying attention to politics than ever before. More people are paying attention to this to the whole, these protesters. They're paying attention to these groups that are supposed to be spontaneous, and seeing that they're not spontaneous, that they are what they are. They are groups that have pre-planned, pre-scheduled protest. And he's up there talking about dark money being put in politics when their candidate had the darkest of money. She was being paid off by foreign countries, paid off by Wall Street. You know, when they're complaining about it, look behind the curtain. Seriously, look behind the curtain, because that's what's going on. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. I'm going to play a clip. I haven't listened to it, but Laura Wilkerson, her son was killed by an illegal alien. Of course, CNN put up undocumented immigrant. And she confronts Nancy Pelosi. This should be good. All right, here we go.
And you're not only choosing to disavow the law, but you're adding sanctuary to people who can come there and disavow the law. In 2010, one of the illegals slaughtered my son.
I'm so sorry.
He tortured him. He beat him. He tied him up like an animal. And he set him on fire. And I am not a one-story mother. This happens every day because there are no laws enforced at the border. We have to start giving American families first. This is not bad to not put Americans first. You know, we have family that fought and died for this country. How do you reconcile in your head about allowing people to disavow the law? And the second part of my question is this. If you need to go home tonight and line up your babies, as you say, and your grandbabies, which one of them could you look in their eyes today and tell them that they're expendable?
Uh-oh.
For another foreign person to have a nicer life, which one would you like to say? You, my child, are expendable for someone else to come over here and not follow the law and have a nicer life.
Well, I commend you for sharing your story. I can't even imagine the pain. No, I can't even imagine. There's nothing, I'm sure, that can compare to the grief that you have. And so I pray for you. I pray for you. And again, we all pray that none of us has to experience what you've experienced. So thank you for channeling your energy to help prevent something like that from happening. But I do want to say to you that in our sanctuary cities, our people are not disobeying the law. These are law-abiding citizens. It enables them to be there without being reported to ICE in case of another crime that they might bear witness to.
Will my son's killer get sanctuary in your city once he's let out of jail?
I'm sorry, dear?
Will my son's killer get sanctuary from the law in your city when he gets out of jail?
Was your son in a sanctuary city when this happened?
Houston is. I was just outside Houston.
But is that where your son, was he a victim of somebody in a sanctuary city?
It was a spoken policy at that time. It was not written, but most of the suburbs follow the big cities.
It doesn't matter. You've lost your son, and that's the important thing. But I just do think that we have to stipulate to a set of facts, and the fact is that no, your son would not get. That's not what the point is. The point is that you do not turn law enforcement officers into immigration officers. That is really what the point is in a sanctuary city. So it's not a question of giving sanctuary to someone who is guilty of a crime. They should be deported. They should be deported.
So many
or
stories.
Sent to jail for what they do.
So many stories.
If you can catch them in time.
See, that's the problem. That's a bunch of bullshit because they are giving sanctuary to criminals. And that's where a lot of people are pushing. And that's where Trump's pushing first and the Democrats are pushing back on. They're pushing back on going after these people first. They say they're not criminals. They broke the law to come into this country. That makes them a criminal. It's a very basic concept here. Very basic. And it's something that they can't get through their heads. Anybody with one brain cell understands. Now let's get on to President Donald Trump's nomination for the Supreme Court vacancy. Of course, Democrats are fighting back because he's a conservative, as promised, as he was elected to do. But this is indirect, which even some of the liberals are saying they shouldn't fight too hard on this seat because there might be some other retirements coming up in the next 4 years. Justice Scalise was a staunch conservative, so they're not giving up any ground. So they might want to hold off the fight for this because they also got an election to worry about. They're not worried about 2018. They're not looking at the long game. They're looking at the here and now. What can we do to fight? Just to fight. And that's what they're doing. Fight just to fight. And it's amazing. Amazing. Like I said, Trump came out and said hello to his staff. Get the protesters ready. We're going to protest. He's a racist. He said hello. He's a sexist. He said hello. We got to go out there and fight him. We got to go out there and fight him. No man should be saying hi to his staff. Get over yourselves. Seriously, get over yourselves. You know what? No, keep going. Go ahead, keep going. Because I honestly believe that you're pissing off more Americans. The more moderates, not these extreme alt-left assholes. You're pushing out those moderates that normally vote Democrat, are seeing what's going on and even going, we can't be a part of this crap. No way. And I've seen that time and time again on Twitter. They're just, no, we can't do it. So you know what? You want to keep going down that road? Keep going. You want to waste your fight on a conservative seat? Go ahead. You want to give conservatives more ammunition than you already have? Hey, by all means, go ahead. I'd love to see right now the Republicans have supermajority in both houses and then the presidency and see what actually gets done. So they're going to fight on the nomination for Supreme Court with a conservative. That, and I think it was 2005, got nominated for appeals court, federal appeals court, was passed through on a voice vote and was a 100% voice vote. So, now all of a sudden they, oh my God! No, I'm not going to do the alarm again. And I got to point out that former New York Police Department Commissioner Bernie, I'll just leave it at Bernie, fired back at Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer, accusing him of not showing emotion in the aftermath of September 11, 2001, the terror attacks, like he did following President Trump's temporary halt to immigration order. Schumer was not is the camera on me? It was so mean-spirited. Surprised he didn't pull pull Obama and start sticking his fingers in his eyes to make himself cry. The theatrics. These people couldn't get a high school award for acting. I don't understand it. Starbucks is saying that they're going to hire, 5,000 people. And as it was pointing out, and I really don't know and don't really care, but they're going to be hiring immigrants and all this. But it's not just going to be in the United States. They're worldwide. I don't buy Starbucks coffee. If I want to have something that shitty, I'll go get a mud pie. Probably tastes better than the crap that Starbucks serves. And I'm sorry, I don't like to finance my house for a thimbleful of coffee, if you want to call it coffee. And it's different for everybody. I understand. Some people like Starbucks. I don't. I hate it with a passion. So I can't say that I'm going to boycott them because I won't buy their crap anyway. Even if I went there with friends and family, I wouldn't buy shit from them because I don't like their crap. And that's what it is, crap. I was in there one time. I'm like, I just want a coffee. Oh, we don't have just coffee. Do you want a latte grande that would whipped and... No, I want a coffee. Just a coffee. Cream and sugar. That's it. Large coffee. That's it. Trying to remember that love story comedy where the guy gets in trouble because he goes nuts over the grande coffee. Just want a large coffee. That's it. And this, what was he, police commissioner, did I say? Yeah, the commissioner, New York City Police Department commissioner, said he spent many days at Ground Zero site with then Mayor Rudy Giuliani and Schumer, a New York senator at the time. But he didn't shed a tear then. A whimper, nothing. But the fake tears, Schumer out there crying for 109 people have been inconvenienced by this executive order. More police officers in America were murdered last year than those that were inconvenienced at the airport. But we're supposed to destroy everything in our country just because those Muslims, I don't even want to say Muslims, those immigrants weren't allowed in. They were inconvenienced. They were delayed. Oh my God. Oh my God, they were delayed. I am not impressed with the rhetoric. I'm really not. And you've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense, being speechless, dumbfounded, mortified. Right here on SHR Media and HPDailyNews.com, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying confidence, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. I just came across something. I want to play it. Name this tune.
You got to look out for America's best interests. Not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. And that's what Patrick Murphy understands. That's what Hillary Clinton has done her entire life. She knows that in this big, diverse country, democracy can't work if all we're about is trying to destroy somebody in the other party. if we demonize each other. If we block Supreme Court appointments, not because that's how it's supposed to work, but just because we didn't win. We block Supreme Court appointments, not because that's how it's supposed to work, but just because we didn't win. If we block Supreme Court appointments, not because that's how it's supposed to work, but just because we didn't win.
I'm thinking maybe that should be played for the Democrats over and over and over and over again. Because that's exactly what they're doing right now.
You got to look out.
That is exactly what they're doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Trying to do something and now it's not working. There we go. What the fuck? Why isn't this working? Copy and paste doesn't seem to be flipping working. And it's starting to tick me off. Control copy. Yeah, that's weird. Sorry about that. They're going to try blocking every which way, but I have a feeling you're going to see several Democrats cross the road and vote for Neil, was it Gorsuch? 23 seats, 23 Democrat seats are up for re-election come 2018. 12 of those seats are in a state won pretty big by Trump. And if those senators are blocking and blocking and blocking, then you're going to get another shellacking, the Democrats will. And the Democrats don't seem to get that through their head. And that's the scary part. They're afraid of Jeff Sessions. It seems like, if I'm reading it right, at 2:30 they'll be voting on Secretary of State nominee. It's... Republicans let this drag on longer than they should have. And right now, it's actually, they're up there talking about Rex Tillerson's vote and confirmation. And John Cornyn, I'm messing up his name, is pointing out Democrats seem to be out there and doing more campaigning of this past election than trying to actually get on with business. And that's what I hear. It sounds like they're campaigning nonstop. And it's like, they keep telling Donald Trump that he won the elections to stop campaigning. Well, they seem to need to do the same thing. They just keep going over. And I hear more Trump bashing than attacking a candidate. See if that. What the? Why is my copy paste not working? This is really pissing me off. All right, I'm going to get a sledgehammer and beat the shit out of my computer in a minute. Oh, there's always a back door. Always a back door. That's what she said. But bump. That'll get me in trouble. Definitely. So I don't know if I told the story. I know I told the story of the liberal that went nuts on me. He told me I had a small penis the other day. But I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I know, Mom, I shouldn't have said it. And she said, no. If she said that, she deserved her comment. She went after you, and you went back with the same type that she came at you. I just started snickering. It's like, Mom, tell me it's okay. That was funny. Hey, you want to tell me that? We can play that. And the liberals, they think they got this moral high ground, and they don't. It's the problem. They don't have this moral high ground. Holy shit, it's actually working. And they're going after a gentleman they had approved without issue. It was a voice vote. He was approved unanimously. And it's... The only thing that's changed now is the Democrats have lost. They're more about party and politics than anything. Hey, quiet down there, Obama. We're all tired of you. You know, and Obama speaking up, that he had his time. The problem is he's jonesing for attention, and he can't stand that he doesn't have reporters at his beck and call. And it bugs the shit out of that man. He is not the center of the universe, and he doesn't like it. Well, guess what? Your time has come and gone. Your history will go down as a man that damaged the Democrat Party more than any other president. And this one right here, Pelosi spoke out about Gorsuch. Gorsuch is bad if you breathe air, drink water, or eat food, take medication. Trump picked him to distract from the executive order. That's the new one. Everything's a distraction from something else. What's funny is for 8 years, we've been going at Obama about constitutionality, the debt. We've been told to shut up. We were told we were patriots, or we said we were patriots. That's why we were doing this. And we would talk about the distractions that would happen. And what do we have now? The Democrats parroting what we've been saying for 8 years. I'm telling you, they think that were that stupid that all they have to do is use the same wording that we do and will fall all over them and follow them like little lemmings. Well, it's not the way it works. We're not stupid. We're not lemmings. And I know you're kind of used to that. But a hint, no. I'm not a lemming. I will not blindly follow. And if the Republican Party doesn't live up, I'll walk away just as fast as I joined. This is not about party. This is about principles for me. And I think it's starting to sink in, and I'm afraid to say it because as soon as I say it, it's not 100%, but a lot of these Republican, the younger guys, have gotten it through their heads that people are not beholden to the party. They're beholden to ideas. And they're kind of getting sick of the normal bullshit that's going on. So, Democrat Party needs to shape up. They need to fix their problems. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Don't forget, tonight is one of the best nights here on SHR Media. We got a host of shows. I don't have them all in front of me. We got so many new shows. I'm in a... Whew. I was telling Sean, congratulating him on it. He's done some great catches, got some great shows. We'll have the Southside Mutts, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, starting at 8 p.m. right here on SHR Media. Then it will be followed by Ken, the Exceptional Conservative. And then we'll end the night with the Sackhead radio show at 11. So tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Catch Southside Much So. And until tomorrow, have a great day. Crap. Running my mouth. I need to get a producer. I really do. Someone else, well, maybe not produce, but my lackey. See you tomorrow. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.